Have you ever wondered what your DNA looks like?
You see it? Yes. Like this white, slimy stuff? That's my DNA.
So, what if you can do science in a basement? We are an independent citizen science and maker community. And that's why I should press. We do creative projects with technology, and we try to challenge how we do science and how we see innovation. It's not that I don't appreciate how science is now, I really do. I really love science, but I have experienced research groups where the PhD were not allowed to go and talk about their projects. I have experienced freezers and fridges that were locked overnight to protect IP rights. I've seen groups at the same university actually working against each other. It is becoming a game about numbers and getting the next research grant. And I don't see enough reflection on how the science is applied and how it is communicated. Only 2% of the papers, scientific papers published, are actually read after they are published. So in my search for Wikipedia for scientists, I created BiologiGaragen inside Labitat in 2010. And the rules are simple. Don't act in a way that requires us to create a new rule. And within this frame, we collaborate and do projects. This is an open source hardware built on open source software. It is a 3D LED cube, and it is built in a space. We also do installations and games, interactive, as some of the examples we're doing. This is home-built laboratory equipment. This is a PCR machine. It's a genetic copy machine that is used in laboratories all over the world. This is assembled in a few hours. It costs $600 versus professional laboratory equipment that costs several $1,000s. And what can you use these machines to do? So, when the laboratory equipment is suddenly so accessible, you can test whether there is horse in your lasagna. You can test if your sushi is actually shark or whale. Or if you're having teenage sons and daughters, you should watch out for them. They could come down to us and test if you really are their parents. That machine is exhibited at the Medical Museum right now, together with this. It's a gene gun. It is used to shoot DNA into cells. This is the machine that is the first genetic engineering equipment. It is used by Monsanto to do the genetic engineering crops. So do you prefer that it is big corporations and monopolists that have the technology, or that it is everyone that can access it in our garage? We also try to create a strain collection. Before, everyone were preserving their food by fermentation. This is as yogurt, kombucha, beer, wine, that process. And we are collecting strains to make that available for everyone, reclaiming your microorganisms. Education is best done through hands-on experiments and workshops. This is a kit made by Backyard Brains. You can measure the nerve signals in a cockroach, and you can even control them by radio signals. This is a living heart floating in a suspension of cell medium. It is made out of living bacteria. We are collaborating with a lot of designers and artists to actually create living art and living design. It is not trivial. A lot of the art that you see that is supposed to be bioart is not actually living. It is pictures of things that are dead or supposed to be conceptually living. The community of DIY biology is spread out all out over the world. There is spaces from New York to Colombia, in Copenhagen, and even in Indonesia. In all these spaces, we are collaborating to make workshops, protocols, and make this available. So can you do science with it? Yes. This is a home-built spectrometer. And the bars you see on the right is the monitoring of a beer fermentation. So with this equipment, you can do the same monitoring as they do in professional breweries. Public Laboratory also made balloons that could monitor the oil spill after the Deepwater Horizon. Collecting scientific data has been done a long time in classic biology. There are some examples. You can collect mushrooms and identify them. You can look at birds, so you can collect plants, and in that way assist scientists in doing the work. What we're trying to create is that we want to create a neutral space where companies, universities, and the public can meet, and based on their own purpose, their own desire, create projects, not with the luggage and baggage of the institutions they're coming from. So are these projects sustainable? From New York Resistor, a megaspace, the megabot industries have made, or came out of that. Vark Society have made low-cost prostheses for Indonesia. And in Labitat here in Copenhagen, we have built this 3D printer. And it has been designed and prototyped in this space, and hopefully soon will be available for sale. As well, we're trying to breeze this out even further. This is a project that I'm launching soon. It's a lab in a box. So collecting and reviewing all this, bringing protocols, manuals, and equipment into a box that everyone can order by themselves. It's open source, and everyone can create a laboratory in their own kitchen or basement. Another project we're working on is a framework to assist indoor, urban, and guerrilla gardeners. We are collaborating with universities, bringing knowledge from universities to the public through the passion that the gardeners have. They have a knowledge and a passion that is currently lost within supermarkets and chains. So I would like to invite all of you down to Labitat and our space to start wandering and create projects. Currently we are fundraising to create an even bigger citizen science lab. So come down, get your hands dirty, and use your imagination and create projects with it. Thank you.